Hey everybody, Justin from Lake Murray Aerial, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at the new transmitter from Flysky. This is the FS-i6S. It is a 10-channel budget transmitter. Let's see, even though the name would suggest it's a 6-channel, it is a 10-channel. However, you're not going to be able to use the included receiver since that is only a 6-channel. So if you want all 10 channels, you're going to have to go with an upgraded receiver. So open it up and we'll see what we got in here. We have our radio, obviously, looking a lot like something we're all familiar with probably at this point. This is of course a late model DJI transmitter from Phantom 3, 4, Inspire. This one happens to be for Lightbridge 2, but they all look pretty much the same. This one look even more like a DJI once we pull out the next item, which is your little mobile device holder. It actually attaches in virtually the same way right there, and this is all plastic. It's got a nice little feel to it, not bad. So we got that, and lastly we have this receiver, which you may have even seen before, the old Flysky transmitter, and also rebranded as the Turnigy, which was just the Flysky i6, not the i6S, but the i6 from either Flysky or Turnigy. Used this receiver. In fact, here's another receiver I have. It's the exact same thing, just branded Turnigy. But anything that uses this, what do they call it? AF-HDS, yeah, there we go. AF-HDS protocol, Turnigy or Flysky is compatible here. So going back to that, this is the included one, which is of course a 6-channel. If you want to get 10 channels out of this radio, you're going to need to use the receiver which is included with the Flysky i10, which has the nice touchscreen. And looking at this radio, like I said, looks a lot like a DJI. It's quite thin, and it's got some nice rubber grips here. As far as switches, you'll see you have power buttons, and the first thing I was wondering is why is there two? But it turns out if you press one, it does nothing. If you press and hold one, it does nothing. You gotta press both. So I guess a little safety feature. Oh, and it's got the traditional place all switches in the opposition before I'm going to turn on thing. What else? We got sticks. These are spring centered. There's no option for mode 1, mode 2, or whatever as far as, you know, out of the box. I think it came defaulted to mode 2, but it doesn't matter. It's sprung throttle over here, and I've already seen a mod on YouTube here with someone taking this out, the spring out, if you want to, you know, fly fixed wing or traditional heli, and you want, you know, a positional throttle, but you're going to need a little part, and you can find his video real quick, I'm sure, if you just search FS-i6S sprung throttle. I don't know, whatever, you'll figure it out. Alright, what else we got going on? We have 4 switches right here on the top. These outer 2 are 2 position, and the inner 2 are 3 position. On each shoulder here of the radio, you have a variable rate. This is a dial, but it is sprung centered as well, so it returns to center point. So it's not like a traditional slider, and it's very much like a DJI control. So interesting to see how those will behave. And on the back, we have our last 2 control surfaces, which are these momentary push buttons. The interesting thing about this radio is it's a touchscreen, so it'll be kind of hard to see this. We go in here, and it is backlit, so it looks quite nice. And you have your menu here. And so I just got this a few days ago. You can see it's got pretty current firmware. It was just released 22 March 2016. I don't know if they've released another one since, but that's what came on it. So you got all your normal stuff here, but there's one real important thing that this radio does not have as of release, and maybe they'll do it with a firmware update, but there is no model memory. So however you program this for whatever rate receivers, all 10, 20, however many receivers you want to bind it to, there's only one setting on here that you're going to be able to get out of it. So that's a major drawback to this radio, and I think that would probably keep a lot of people from buying it. But otherwise, it's all there. It does have battery telemetry with the receiver. Let's see what else. Trainer port on the bottom. It's got a USB, micro USB port for firmware updates, I assume. As far as power, unfortunately, AA batteries, that's what it takes. It takes 4, so maybe you could weasel an image pack in there or something, but what do you expect? It's $65. The sticks don't feel great, but they're not the worst I've ever felt. The radio feels real nice in your hand, especially if you have smaller hands. It is quite thin, even in comparison to, say, the DJI. It's a little thinner than that. It's considerably thinner than my Futaba. Metal handle here, carrying handle, but not a standard rail, so it's going to be more difficult to put mounts on that. And no external antenna, so it must be internal. Don't know what it looks like, not going to open it up. This will probably find its way to a new home. I really don't have a use for it. I just bought it because I thought it looked interesting. And that's pretty much it. As far as the mobile device holder, I guess, I mean, let's see, let's open it up all the way. You could probably just clamp it's got enough grip area there. You could probably just put your, if you're using a traditional analog monitor, FPV monitor, and it would hold that, I suppose. Although being as plastic as it is, I don't know how strong it's going to be. I'd prefer a metal one. But it is what it is. So, that's a quick look at the Flysky FS-i6S. If you got any questions, put them in the comments and I'll try to answer. Thanks for watching.